Hi everyone, good morning. This is Krishna Malagapatti. I'm working as assistant professor in EEE department, St. Peter's Engineering College. We'll see in this video single phase fully controlled rectifier with RL load. So this topic is there in power alternate subject. I'm teaching this power alternate subject for BTech students of third year, first semester. Right? We'll see the topic which is there. Now it is going to be converting AC signal into DC and connected to RL load. Let us see the configuration of this fully controlled rectifier. What do you mean by fully controlled rectifier? The signal what we are giving, what we are applying to configuration, power trans configuration must be converted into DC with full control. Means what? Both positive half cycle, negative half cycle, both must be will have the controlled output. Right? We'll see that. So this configuration consisting of single phase AC supply. The ratings of single phase AC supply is single phase 220 volt 50 hertz AC supply. There is one conventional transformer. The transformer is called isolated transformer. Isolated transformer, the name for this one is isolated transformer. Means what? The transformer will isolate the rest of the circuit from the supply given to this. Okay, and as we know, number of turns of primary and number of turns of secondary of this transformer are similar. N1 is equal to N2. Okay, whatever the supply that we are applying at the primary of the transformer will be induced in the secondary winding of the transformer. Right, and we have a bridge circuit here. This is one arm and this is the second arm. For the first arm we have the thyristor T1 and thyristor T4, and for the second arm we have the thyristor T3 and T2. Right, I am labeling these thyristors according to their operating, according to their trigger together. Right, so means what? I would like to trigger this T1 and T2 together for one half cycle and T3 and T4 for another half cycle. Like that, I have given the labeling for this circuit. And for this circuit, I am connecting one RL. So, resistance inductive load. Right, we are getting the output current and output voltage as well. Okay, we'll see. So, basic thing when you go for analyzing like these circuits, we have to go according to this. First, we have to know the circuit diagram, means circuit configuration. Then after, we'll see the operation, working of the circuit, how it is going to be operated, and thereafter, waveforms. How do we get the output voltage, output current, and according to the given input. Okay, we'll see the waveforms, and then after we'll see the expression. How we are getting the expression for this configuration. Right, this is my input, so it is always in terms of omega t. Right, so I'm just taking like this. Draw the waveforms very clearly, neatly. Then only we can able to analyze this circuit, this type of circuit very easily. So I'm taking two full cycles. This is one positive half cycle, this is another half cycle, negative half cycle. These two together I am calling one full cycle, that's why. So I have two full cycles to analyze the circuit, that I am calling this as Vs. This is Vs. Then draw the another one. Right, so that is what here what happened. So this is alpha. Look at this. This is alpha line. Alpha means firing angle. This is what? This is pi. Right, then here also one more alpha. Alpha for T3 and T4. Alpha for T3 and T4, and here is up to this point we will get one full cycle. So this is called 2 pi, right? Then after again second cycle starts. For the second cycle also we have the alpha. Then again this what I'm calling is, this is 3 pi, then alpha. So like this we have to take some vertical lines from the input, so that we can able to draw the waveforms for the rest of the parameters. And I am taking one more alpha also here. So I am taking alpha also again. So you can draw the waveforms very neatly after doing practice only. Without practice, you are unable to draw the waveforms neatly, according to me, right? So the second one that I am taking is V naught, average output voltage. Then so third one is omega t, that is I naught. And we'll see these two first, then after we'll analyze the voltage drop across the thyristors and then source current. So fundamentally we have to draw 5 different waveforms. One is input voltage, the second one is output current, output voltage and output current. If the load is R load, then no need to go for output current, because if it is R load, V naught, I naught both are having the similar shape, right? So no need to go for the I naught. So these three, apart from these three, we should know the drops across the thyristors, voltage drop across the thyristors, and then we have to draw the waveform of input current. Right, we'll see the operation first. Let us see. So input supply is having an alternating quantity like this. So I'm applying this one first. So I'm just labeling to this. This is A, this is B. My terminals, supply terminals, means what? Transformer secondary winding terminals, named as like this, A and B. So whenever the positive half cycle is applied to the primary winding of transformer, the same thing is induced in the secondary winding. So same only. Then whatever, this will be acting as a plus, this will be minus because of positive half cycle. Then this plus will be producing the current flow on force like this and entering into this node. Okay, then you said you just apply here the network reduction technique, network reduction law, that is what we call KCL. When you apply KCL here, what do you mean by KCL? KCL means sum of the currents entering into a node is equal to the sum of the currents leading from that node, right? So how many nodes are there here? One node is there. How many branches? Branch 1, branch 2, branch 3. 3 branches are there. Current is entering into the node from one branch and leaving in two ways. Then look at this. Suppose our current is trying to move this way. Then analyze this side operation first. Look at this. When the current is trying to move this way, then automatically what happen? This is cathode of the SCR. This is anode of the SCR, right? So now what happens? If the current is entering into cathode terminal of the SCR, then automatically what happens? Cathode is more positive than the anode. Cathode is more positive than the anode, which indicates the reverse bias condition. Reverse bias condition immediately is going to be open circuited, right? Then the current will move. Only option is towards this way, and as we know, this is the anode, this is cathode of the device. Then I can say anode is more positive than the cathode. Then immediately it is going to be allow the current to flow through it, and we can say the device is short circuited and current is coming like this. Okay, current is coming like this, entering into the node. Again one more node, same as the previous node. Then again there are two paths to flow the current here. Then if our current is coming like this, then what happen? This is cathode, this is anode. We can say directly open circuited. Am I right? So we already discussed one operation of one thyristor here. The same thing is there. This one. Then only option is the current to flow this way only, like this, and entering into here. Then it is already open circuited. Then all current is flowing through this manner through the thyristor T2, right? Then you can say this is the anode, cathode. You can say short circuit, right? This is the current path. After that, the current is coming like this, entering into source. This is the way the current is having the closed path. What is the path here? For positive half cycle, let us take. For positive half cycle of the input supply, the current will take its direction. First A2, T1, T1 to RL load. Am I right? RL load. Then RL load to T2, T2 to B, B to A. So this is a closed path for the current. So during that what happened? T1, T2 allows the current to flow when the positive half cycle is applied. So after alpha only they are going to be conducting. As we know, basic operation of thyristor. After giving the triggering pulse, only thyristors are going to be on because of the controlling device. The controlling device will get whenever the current flows, then only there is a builds up of voltage, right? Due to that, what happened? We are getting the output like this. We are getting the output like this. Am I right? Till positive half cycle is applied. Till positive half cycle is applied. So what I am saying is, so it is during this condition T1, T2 conducts. So up to pi positive half cycle is available. Next we will see there is a negative half cycle starts to conduct after pi. After pi, negative half cycle starts to conducting. But what happened is, it's very important to listen carefully here. The load is not RL load. Load is not RL load. It is load is not R load. It is R load. Load is not R load. It is R load. Please mind this. What is this L? L is a storing element. L is a storing element. Whenever the current passing through this, then there is a voltage drop. Am I right? Then there is a voltage drop on this one VR, right? So it is dissipating element, it is storing element. During the supply available means what? From alpha to pi, this inductor tries to store the energy in it, right? During that, what happened? It stores the energy, swallowing the energy, keeping the energy inside of it. Okay, then after what happened? After pi to alpha, this duration pi to alpha negative half cycle is applied. Then what happened is supply is not available because T1, T2 conducting initially. Then if negative half cycle comes into action, then what happened is this will be plus, this will be minus, right? Then what happened? Still your T1, T2 are in conduction state. But what happened is the value of voltage here is greater than the supply voltage. Condition here is VL is Vs. VL is greater than Vs. In this condition, VL is dominating at the output side. VL is dominating at the output side and becoming source for the circuit rather than the input supply. Even though negative half cycle is applied during this pi to alpha, VL is greater than Vs because during entire this alpha to pi, it stores the energy. Right? Due to that, what happened? This inductor is becoming source for the circuit. Thereby, what happened? Then polarities are going to be changed across the inductor, and immediately current is flowing like this in the same direction. Means what? Whatever the energy stored by the inductor must be released. Then what is the output voltage right now? look at the terminals across the, look at the polarities across the inductor. Now it is minus, it is plus. Due to that, what happened? Reverse voltage is available across the output. Reverse voltage is available across the output till next alpha. So means what? During this condition, who are conducting T1, T2. So alpha to next alpha, T1, T2 conducting. Alpha to next alpha, T1, T2 conducting. Look at this. Here also we have the one more. After that, look at this. After that, it's very important. So negative half cycle is still conducting. Then after this condition, what happens? Still it is trying to reduce the value. VL value is going to be reduced. Then it comes to VL is less than Vs condition. VL is less than Vs condition. Who will going to be serve this network now? Who will going to be serve the network now? Very simple. Supply serves the network. Right? So now what happened is, so coming to supply side. Coming to supply side, and now as I said, conduction takes place from B. Conduction takes place from B, and it is coming to this point. Again apply KCL here. When you apply KCL here, then current is coming to this way. This will become reverse bias. This will become reverse bias and open circuited. Right? Then automatically current must go through this manner. This will become short circuited. Anode is more positive than the cathode and allows the current to flow. Then look at this. Current is coming out like this. Again node. Suppose trying to move this way, this will become open circuited. If I am not wrong. Are you understanding? Yes. See. So if the current is not coming like this, only option is through load and back to. This is already open circuited and current is coming to like this and entering into T4, it is become a short circuit. Coming like this, entering into this way. What is the path for the negative half cycle? What is the path for the negative half cycle? B, T3, RL load. Am I right? RL load. Then coming to T4. Then A to B. This is the closed path for the current. Am I right? So if it is a closed path for the current, look at the current entering into the load for both the cases. Look at the current entering into the load for both the cases. For both the cases, current is entering into the load from the upside, not from the bottom side. It is upside, it is entering into the load from upper side. Thereby, this is going to be the voltage across load will be like this up to 2 pi. So this is pi, this is 2 pi. Am I right? So up to 2 pi we have the negative half cycle. Thereafter, then second cycle positive half cycle comes into action. Second cycle positive half cycle comes into action. But what happened? Up to 2 pi to alpha, still there is a negative voltage. There is a negative voltage. Why? Why? Again this condition comes into action. This condition comes into action. Am I right? VL is greater than Vs. Due to that, what happened? VL now solves the circuit. Due to that, what happened? We are getting negative half cycle, negative voltage, T3, T4 conduction. Right? And it is repeating for the next cycle. Am I right? It is repeating for the next cycle like this. Okay? It is very clear. So this is due to T1, T2, this is due to T3, T4. I think I am clear. Operation. How do you get the DC output voltage from the given AC input voltage? Very simple. Positive we are getting positive exactly, but for the negative half cycle also we are getting positive voltage at the output side. Means negative half cycle is converting into positive half cycle. We are getting average value like this. Average value. When you take the DC average value here, you are getting average like this. Then the next we have to discuss about the output current waveform. So it's very important, output current waveform. Look at this. Okay, we'll start from alpha. Whenever it allows the current to flow, because of inductor placed at the output side, as we know, inductor property. What is that inductor property? Inductor doesn't allow the sudden change in current. Due to that, what happens? Whenever it is not allowing the current change, then it will tries to allow the current change like this till the input supply available. Thereafter, it is reduced. Thereafter, again, it stores the energy and reduced. Stores the energy, reduced. Stores the energy and allow the current to flow through it and reduce, and so on. Like this, we are getting. Here also same manner. So you can say if it is R load, both voltage and current having the same nature. But what happened it is a RL load. Due to that, what happened? The nature of the current waveform is like this. Means what? Increasing and reducing. Increasing means storing the energy. Reducing means relieving the energy for the circuit. Next we'll see this is what let us see voltage across T1 and T2, right? Voltage drop across T1 and T2. Just we should remember two things: open circuit or short circuit concepts. What they are giving us: open circuit, the current, the voltage is maximum, current is zero. In the open circuit, voltage is maximum, current is zero. In short circuit, current is maximum, but voltage is zero. Right? These two concepts are very important while taking the voltage across these thyristors. Right? During the conduction of T1, T2, what is the voltage across thyristor? Voltage across thyristor is zero because short circuit. T1, T2 are conducting and making short circuit. Due to that, what happened? No voltage drop across the thyristor. Then what happened? After this, what happened? There is a voltage across thyristor. Same as given input supply. Same as given input supply. Means what? This is minus. Sorry, this is minus. This is plus. Reverse condition. After that, what happened? During this condition also, there is voltage. So because during this period, what happened? No conduction takes place, means acting as open circuit, and having the voltage across it. Then again it is conducting up to next alpha, and then we have the voltage across this. I think you are able to understand this graph, and the same manner, same will be there for voltage across T3 and T4. Okay, and I just take the another current waveform there at the input side, input voltage there with another color, right? We'll see that.